On CBC, presented by Le Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Gilbert Rugby, Fox 40, Thunderbird Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, BioSteel, The Rec Room, APAR, and by CGIS.
Good evening and welcome to U Sports on CBC and the second day of action at the 2025 CGIS U Sports Women's Rugby Championship presented by The Rec Room. My name is Chris Blackman and I'm joined by Abbotsford native and National Sevens team player
Shalea Valenzuela.
We're at UBC's Thunderbird Stadium in Vancouver getting set to bring you today's final semifinal matchup between the hometown UBC Thunderbirds and the Queen's Gaels. Queens romped to victory yesterday with an 85-10 win over Acadia. Acadia team showed some occasional speed out wide, but ultimately they simply didn't have any answers for the strong play of the Gaels squad, offensively and defensively. In that final matchup we had Wednesday night, the UBC squad took a while to get going against a very strong and experienced Laval team. UBC then landed a 32-10 victory after back-to-back first-half tries from Tia Jordo and a wonderful display of pace from veteran back Charity Williams throughout the second half. These are two evenly teams matched, offensively and defensively. We're expecting a fantastic game. Weather's improved slightly. The rain has eased off. It's still damp and dark, but the field conditions seem to be good. If both teams are playing well, we're going to expect the difference to come down to who makes the fewest unforced errors. I think we can also expect to see the kicking game for both teams be a key aspect of this game. In terms of players to watch out, Shalea, who are we watching out for on the UBC squad?
We're watching out for number 12, Lana Dewick.
Lana's had some great tackles defensively and offensively. She can put the pace on and get through. For Queens, let's keep an eye out for number 8, Madison Jumeau. She showed some dominance in the opening match on Thursday night. Her pick and go from the back of a scrum or a ruck can do damage. She scored tries. This is going to be an exciting one, folks. Two of the best teams, lots of experience, lots of depth. A big crowd is gathering Halloween night here at Thunderbird Stadium on the campus of University of British Columbia. We're excited to get going in the next little while. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
The CGIS service philosophy goes hand in hand with our vision, and our vision is a world without valve problems. That is what we live and breathe every single day.
CGIS, we do work for many different valve types: gates, globes, checks, balls, knife gates, control valves.
Welcome back to Vancouver and U Sports on CBC. It's now time to meet the starting lineups. First, the visiting Queens Gaels. Front row, Armitage, May, and Jackson. In the second row, Grant and Swemmer. Back row, Douglas and the electric Lizzie Gibson, and number 8, Madison Jumo. Scrum half, Maddie Thompson, and in the back line, it's Daniels with wingers Stevenson and Matsukubo. Inside center, Maddie Donnelly. Outside center, Kylie Chandran. And fullback, Rachel Cullum. Moving over to the UBC Thunderbirds.
Starting with the forward lineup for UBC, we have wearing number 1, Adowu, number 2, Thran, number 3, Kip, number 4, Prokovic, number 5, Ashworth, number 6, Kaliva, number 7, Gluvik, and playing 8, Rachel Smith. Playing number 9, Piper Logan, who is also captain. Starting with the back line, 10, Rodham, 11, Pye, 12, Dewick, 13, Williams, 14, Jordo, and 15, Sarah Bira.
And we'll get to those impact substitution benches shortly. Tonight's the third team on the pitch is led by veteran referee Julianne Zusman. Our assistant referees are Christine Lovett and Jerome Levesque. Number 4 referee Doc Phil Webster. It's the UBC Thunderbirds versus the Queens Gaels in semifinal number 2 at the U Sports Championships. We're just about to get underway with the opening kickoff. UBC in their white jerseys going right to left. Queens Gaels, as you see on the screen, in their bright yellow jerseys with blue shorts. They'll be defending the left half of the field. Great crowd on hand here. Halloween night at Thunderbird Stadium on the campus of University of British Columbia. And we're underway. Kickoff's on the go. Nice take from Queens. Kiki Adawi with the first tackle. Queens with a pick and go from the back of the ruck. Taya Ashworth with the first tackle. Queens looking back to the open side of the field. Sadie Gluvik tackling for UBC. Queens moving it out wide. Lizzie Gibson. There's the first knock on. Pressure from the UBC defense. You can see they're excited, jumping in the air.
Great pressure off that line from UBC. You know, they ran out confident, and it looked like things went their way. They forced an unforced error.
Queens not with the hands out front to take the ball. So opening scrum, decisive moment. We'll see who wants to dominate at this impact point. Piper Logan looking at her back line. Lots of opportunities. Huge wide side to the field. Referee's going to reset. Wasn't happy. Can just see her tapping on her ear, maybe getting some words of advice from the assistant referee on the near side. UBC's brought their blindside winger, stand right behind their standoff, Brooklyn Rodham. She had a fantastic game on Wednesday night. Look to make her have her making an impact again tonight. So here we go. Here's the put in from Piper. That scrum's awfully unstable. We're going to see what it is. It's a free kick awarded to Queens. UBC not being stable. Referee electing to provide that free kick to Queens, who are going to step back. Quick conversation. A little tap and go, or are they going to kick for touch? It's going to be a tap and go. They would lose possession if they kick it directly into touch. So storming run up the middle of the field, setting that first ruck. UBC spreading out in defense. Queens hitting the first trailing pod. Driving well past it. Now they're out into the backs.
Great tackle there by UBC. Nice low ankle tap. Shut down play right away.
That's Lizzie Gibson, number 7, with the ball in hand. Tough to tackle and an offensive threat. Now Queens is hitting a trailing pod. There's UBC standing up that tackle. Queens getting through the first tackle into the second tackle. Can they get quick ball out? No, they're going to go pick and go. Nearing center. Kiki Adawu listening to mix things up. Here comes Queens down the near side. Got to get out of the way. There it is. Lizzie Gibson trying to get some distance.
Adia Pye attempting to go over that ball.
Over top of the ball and wins the jackal.
Beautiful steal from Adia Pye.
Comes up with it. Just watch the body position of 80 at the bottom of your screen. Forcing the player down to the ground, hands off, and then goes for the ball. Queens arrives, but they can't win it.
That's a great tackle assist from Adia. She knew exactly what she was doing, and that just shows her sevens background and how quick over the ball she was.
During the replay, UBC kicked for touch. They now have line-out possession just outside the Queens 22.
Come in. Thank you.
Shortened line-out.
Top of the tee where you are. Yep.
Very little wind, no drizzle. See if they've got some options at the middle or at the back. There's that nice clean win for UBC. Setting up the driving maul, Kiki Udau at the back of it. She's a threat to pick and go.
Can they keep this momentum moving? If
Really
they do,
moving quickly.
keep on going.
10 meters to go. Queens have got to get out of there and get around. There's the penalty infraction. Advantage being played. First important penalty awarded to UBC. 15 meters out. Just see here, watch UBC get the momentum going. Once their legs are driving, Queens is in all the wrong spots. They need to be breaking away and getting behind. UBC keeps the drive on Kiki Udau, who's staying connected to her teammates. Referee Zusman awards the penalty. So here we go. It's going to be a line out. UBC kicked for touch. So here's the line out. Kiki Udau on the near side, just cleaning off the ball. Looking for a set throw. I'm anticipating a driving maul here, Shalea.
Oh, definitely. You know, they've prepared for this moment, and this is a great place. Unfortunately, lineup was a little bit messy, but they're still going to try and create a little bit of a maul here. Looks like they've secured this breakdown.
It's slow, but here we go. Sidestepping backs. Can we set a ruck back there? UBC's got it. Piper digging for the ball. Manages to get it out. They've set up another ruck. Piper again going out to that right-hand side. That's Sadie Gluvik, number 7 with the ball in hand. Piper's in quickly.
Feeling some pressure at the breakdown from Queens here, but we are able to secure possession, and we have a big run-up by Kiki Udau going into contact now, getting driven back by Queens' defense.
Finally to deck. Now Piper's got it. Out to the right-hand side. There's the offload. Rachel Smith to... I think that's number 2, Maddie Thran. 5 meters out from the try line. UBC in their 7th or 8th possession, 7th or 8th phase of ball. Bring it to the open side. There's Brooke Rodham stepping wide. Queens up in defense really quickly. Are they deemed to be offside? Referee Zusman backing up. She's just hearing for some words. Not rolling away is the call. She's brought back, Zeus has brought it back across the field. We're not going to see the infraction on the replay. The infraction happened earlier, so what's UBC electing to do? Are we going to go for kick for goal? Has been called. So breathless pace of play, 6.5 minutes into the game.
Yeah, that's a great option by UBC here. They're recognizing, they're close. They are not going to risk going for a try and a potential turnover. So they said, you know what, we're going to secure these 3 points early on in the game. And we'll see Brooke Rodham here taking the first kick of the game. And she slots it right up the middle, doing what she does best. Brooke Rodham with bringing first 3 points now here to UBC, 7 minutes into the match.
So while Queens is making their way back to center field, here's a promo for the women's soccer on CBC. Join U Sports on CBC next week for wall-to-wall coverage of the beautiful game as the 8 best women's university teams head to Hamilton for the U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. Catch every moment of the exciting action from McMaster University. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
We have Chloe Daniels here kicking off for the Queens, and unfortunately, it does not go 10. So this will be UBC's ball at half, sorry.
A very important first unforced error. That's a significant one. Queens wanted to start building some momentum, and they would have wanted a nice drop kick to restart the game. Instead, this is UBC's bread and butter. They're going to set from their platform, first put in at a scrum. They're going to see some dominance here. Just notice how low UBC is getting as they're setting up for that scrum. Can they take advantage of that? Ball's in. Ball's out quickly. Rachel back to Piper.
Piper to Lana.
Is Lana going to slide through? She does. Offloads out wide.
Oh, unlucky. That was a knock-on in contact there, and unfortunately spilling the ball forward.
I think that was Tia Jordo down the far side. And the ball's back in play very quickly. Queens in possession. They've set the rock. Now they're hitting it out into that trailing pod. Good stand-up defense tackles from UBC. Queens are committing 4 and 5 to the breakdown.
Yeah.
But they're making through the advantage gain line. Oh, there's UBC over top of the ball. Did they steal it? They didn't. Queens still in possession. Here comes a clearing kick. That's gone to the middle of the field. A little bit aimless. UBC lets it bounce straight to a Queens player who goes to deck, and they now have possession. That's Lizzie up the middle again. UBC with a nice tackle. Queens looking to go back to the middle of the field. It's trailing forwards coming through. Pretty sure that was Maya Swemmer. So here's the advantage. Being outplayed on the knock-on. Knock-on advantage to UBC. So they've got a free one. They're going to go wide to the right-hand side. Gaels with some solid tackles. UBC thwarted going that way. Bring it back to the open side. Kiki Idawu looking for a gap. Thunderous tackle from Queens, and Kiki spills the ball. Harmless because we'll come back to the original infraction. Knock on Queens, scrum down, UBC put in.
Wow, so far lots of excitement on both sides here. Great efforts. We're going to talk about the Women's Soccer Championships here. The 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championships run from November 6th to 9th at McMaster University in Hamilton. Ticket packages and single game tickets are going fast, so scan the QR code you see on your screen or visit usportstickets.ca to guarantee your seats for the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championships.
UBC with a put in, and they get the ball at the back. Rachel Smith, down the right-hand side goes UBC. Is that Piper?
That's Piper Logan.
Tackled nicely by Queens, 10 meters out. Have they got support? Turnover ball. Queens was able to pick the ball out of that tackle and go back the other way. Now we're playing advantage to Queens for the knock-on. Let's come back to this. Watch Rachel unload to Piper, and she's off down the right-hand side, showing that world-class speed. Great pursuit tackle from number 11, Mika Matsukubo from Gaels. Little conversation. Zeus talking to Christine Lovett on the far side. Just want to make sure they're on the same page. Get clarity around what the call is and what the outcome is, or they're discussing things with their communications package. So all our referees are mic'd up. That means the referee in the middle is connected by comms to assistant referee on one side, assistant referee on the other, and in fact the fourth referee. Standard at the U Sports level and above. So we're just taking a momentary break. Let's go back and watch the replay here. Just see Piper having a look over to that right-hand side. Rachel Smith's got to break away, pick up the ball, find Piper, and then is off in pursuit as well. Tia Jordo, the winger out the far side, is unable to provide great support, and there it is from Queens over top of the ball right away. A little bit of a knock-on back there. So I think we're restarting with a scrum on the far side. Rely on the replay images in front of us. The binoculars aren't working so well right now. 11 and a half minutes played in the first half. UBC deep in the Queen's end. Gaels putting in at the scrum. They're going to need to work their way out of this end. Expect some defensive pressure coming up from the UBC backline. Just see Lana Dewick on your screen. Pick and go. That's number 8, Madison Jameau. Through the first tackle. UBC pushing out into the centers to make tackles out there.
Chloe Daniels there taking it into contact.
Yeah, Lana Dewick with a nice tackle.
Great driving tackle there from Charity Williams, back on her feet before the ball's even moved from the ruck. Another double tackle from Charity Williams and Kiki Adowu from UBC.
Here's the pressure from UBC, driving forward. Gaels going backwards. And UBC gets out of the ruck and plays defense. Queens are struggling to get out of their own end here. UBC is going to need to be smart and keep playing. That might have been obstruction. No, we're going to play on. Queens are through. Queens, ball in hand, coming down the near side. They've lost that momentum they had. UBC's regathered in defense nicely.
That's a gold player.
Queens moving out into the center field of play. Good tackle coming in from Lana Dewick. Queens wins the ruck again. Scrum half Maddie Thompson putting it out to the left. Advantage for the knock-on from Queens. So UBC finally getting some reward. They bent a little in defense, but they didn't break.
Yeah, here you'll see the ball get passed down. It's just a little bit out of grasp there, going to ground and leading to a knock-on. UBC has been doing a great job at staying spread around the breakdown, allowing them to put pressure on those outside channels, and ultimately it's been forcing mistakes, and they're exactly where they want to be.
So UBC with the small 3-0 lead from an early PK. They're putting the ball in 25 meters out from the Gaels try line. They've brought most of their backs to the near side, but expect them to come to the near side. Here we go. Piper to Lana Dewick. Charity Williams unable to find a good support line. Lana looks for some forward support. There's UBC setting up the ruck.
Taya Ashworth taking into contact, driving her feet, eventually being brought down, well secured by UBC. Straight to Rachel Smith, going in with a huge contact there.
UBC looking to recycle, a little slow, moving it wide. Miss pass, back inside. I think that's big number 4. Anya Prokopich setting up that ruck. And there's the penalty awarded to Queens. Number 2, Maddie May, able to get over top and jackal the ball. The call is not releasing against UBC. Just watch. There's Maddie in the yellow over top of the ball. Maybe had her arms down, maybe not. Zeus making the call. Queens have kicked into touch. Far side of the field, they'll have their line out 35 meters out from their try line. Queens need to get the ball into the UBC end of play. UBC are down here, but they need possession in order to get towards the try line. Shortened line out for the Gaels. Front jumper cleanly won by Lizzie. Gibson driving maul, getting spun around by UBC.
UBC setting their back line here, waiting at the back foot of the maul, just waiting to be able to apply that pressure.
UBC is going to want to break out of that maul. That ball's gone to deck. Is it playable? If it's not playable, it's UBC put in. UBC will happily take that. Collapsed mauls. The ball goes to the team that did not take it into possession. Whew. Maybe a moment to talk about the Vanier Cup. CBC is your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs. Catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bowls beginning at noon Eastern Time on Saturday, November 15th. And the 60th Vanier Cup Championship game from Mosaic Stadium in Regina at 2 p.m. Eastern on November 22nd. Catch complete coverage of the Vanier Cup on CBC Television, CBC Gem, and cbcsports.ca. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Piper Logan with a put-in. Picks it out from the back of the scrum. Off into the centers to Lana Dewick. Out the back to Brooke Rodham. Sarah Burra, ball in hand, stiff arm. She's gone through the gap.
Sarah Burra may go all the way here, 10 meters left. And she's securing a try for UBC right under the post. That will be a 7 points for UBC to put them up 10-3. Or 10-0, sorry.
Whew. You'll notice Sarah Burra ran into the middle of in goal to make sure that the conversion would be taken from directly in front of the post. Wonderful display of quick hands by the UBC backs and smart support line running. They weren't up flat, they were coming from depth. There's the try. Just watch Sarah Burra fend off to the outside shoulder, slides through the gap, gets past the fullback, has Adia Pai on the outside, has Charity Williams coming up in support, not needed, turn the corner, dot it down, 5 points.
That was a great team try there from UBC's backline. Here's Brooke here lining up the kick midfield, and she slots that one through the post. That's an easy 2 points for UBC, and they will be leading this game 10-0.
Major momentum shift. UBC didn't have a lot of the ball for the past 5 minutes. They quickly get it. They explode out wide, get the try. Queens needs to have a good kickoff here. If you go back, that may have all been a try for UBC from the missed restart after the PK. Might have taken a long time, but we can always trace it back to those unforced errors.
Exactly, and in games like this, it comes down to the little things. Each team here are very well skilled and have talented players. It's going to come down to who has the most possession. You can't afford to give away a free possession.
Saw the big deep kick, and UBC bobbled the ball a little bit on the reception, so Queens will be much happier with that. UBC starting from their 22-meter line. Forwards punching it up on the outside. That's number 4, Anya Prokovic at the bottom of that ruck. Here comes a clearing kick. Thumped deep down the far sideline into touch safely. UBC seeing their forwards march all the way down to about 40 meters, giving them some breathing room. Turnover ball, so Queens gets the put in at the line out. There you see Maddie May setting up for the throw and expected to go to Lizzie Gibson, number 7. Going backwards, up to the front. There she is. Clean take. Quick ball. That's the hooker coming around. Oh, big support tackle. 2 at once in the centers. Queens in possession. There's an isolated runner. Is the jackal on for UBC? Nope.
Ooh, unlucky.
Queens bobbled through on their own body. UBC turnover ball. Piper from her knees.
Taya Ashworth here showing her power going through contact there.
Piper steps back. Brooke Rodham's going to find some space down here. Queens has anticipated this. They have players back, but they've let it run. Here comes Adia Pai under pressure. Adia doesn't get the tackle, but the ball's bobbled. Queens still in possession, but UBC all over with pressure. Charity Williams in there trying to get her hands on the ball. There's the advantage. Not rolling away is going to be the call against Queens. Loud blow of the whistle.
Wow.
Crowd's excited. Everybody's behind this. Here's another wonderful attacking position. Look at the pressure coming up from Adia Pai. And then fullback for Queens, Rachel McCullum. Uncharacteristic mistake. She gets isolated. There it is. Adia Pai over top of the ball, number 11. Queens not rolling away. Fantastic pressure. UBC is opting for the penalty kick. Pushing this to 13-0 would be a nice strategic move. That extends it to more than a 2-try advantage. This ball is live off the kick.
Looks like about of a 25-meter kick. You know, this is light work for a boot on Rodham, so we'll see if she gets this. And that's
not kicked.
Good, unfortunately.
Flag stay down. The ball went dead through in goal. It's going to be a very traditional 22-meter dropout for Queens. She just knocked it off the outside of the post, I think. Seemed to have a funny trajectory.
Yeah.
So UBC's going to be spread out all over the field. This kick could literally go anywhere. Queens could nudge it forward 5 meters or try to send it way down the pitch 40 or 50 meters. Let's see what happens here. I think that's Chloe Daniels with ball in hand. Just having a look.
Behind the ball.
UBC spreading out, trying to cover the field evenly. Let's see if Chloe can find a gap. It looks like it's going to be cleanly caught here and moved out wide by the University of Thunderbirds.
It's Adia Pai down this near side. She steps back inside. She's got nice support from the forwards. There's Piper. Great tip ball. UBC running at pace. They're through the gain line. Nice space for UBC backs now to do some work. Lana Dewitt taking it out the back. There goes Charity Williams. Turns the corner. Here's her speed. Cuts way back inside.
She's still going.
Now she's got to find forward support. She wasn't held, so she gets back up. UBC's right there. Kiki Udawu through to the second tackle. UBC over top, quick ruck. I think that's 5. Taya Ashworth taking it up. Pick and go from UBC. Great tackle from Queens. They're trying to get reorganized. UBC's going pick and go here. Great camera work from our team. More driving over top of the ball. Piper's going to fire it out to the backs. Lana Dewick looking for a gap.
A grubber through here.
Who's got it?
Oh, and that will be grounded by Queens.
Nicely done by Queens. They're now going to settle it down, take a breath, goal line dropout. Here we see Charity Williams. Just watch this. Extends the pace around the corner and has the presence of mind to cut back in and look for support. Obviously wants to keep breaking tackles, but needs to find some forwards. And there they are, the three of them coming right up there. Quick reset, Ruck. Wonderfully done. The Gaels have kicked off nicely from their goal line all the way back to center for UBC. That's Sarah Burra. She's going to kick back. A little bit of aerial ping pong here, but UBC is well positioned for this.
That's Chloe Daniels there returning the kick, and she's beating quite a few defenders, finally getting brought down by UBC's defense.
Yeah, Lana Dewick with another important tackle. Here goes Queens trying to spread through the gap. They're not there. Tia Jordo with that tackle. Great hard running. Queens resetting in the quick rock out to a trailing pod of forwards, met by a trailing pod of UBC forwards who want to make the tackle. Queens quick hands out to the backs, but it's gone to deck. UBC up with pressure. Queens coming out wide. Great cover tackle coming across. Lana Dewick again with another tackle.
Great pressure there from UBC, taking away time and space, putting in a big positive tackle.
Queens still in possession, but they're basically going backwards. Now they found some space. UBC needs to get out of those rucks. Queens on about their 10th phase of ball. I think that's Maya Swemmer taking the ball up. Lizzie Gibson over top to secure the ruck.
Great pressure from Piper Logan.
Is that offside against Piper? No, it's I think we're going to call a penalty. Looks like it's an offside penalty against UBC or a high tackle. Whew, as we catch our breath. Vanier Cup tickets. The top two teams in Canadian football descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup, Saturday, November 22nd. Get your tickets for the party on the prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. The 2025 Vanier Cup on November 22nd in Regina. Chase the glory. Shalea, we're not getting a lot of time to breathe between play. This has been fantastic. Weather conditions have improved enough. These athletes are really having a go at it. Queens with a put in. There goes number 8, Maddie Jameau. Finding an outside back. It's Chloe Daniels out wide to the far side, but UBC's there in defense. Queens is able to recycle and start again. Back with an inside pass. UBC's defensive line comes up in pressure. Queens keeps getting through and making a few yards. They're now well inside the UBC half. UBC needs to get some positive tackles if they want to stop this. Queens have bobbled the ball, but it's gone backwards, so play on. Right on the far sidelines. Queens with 4 or 5 bodies over top of the ball. Here comes UBC up in defense. Chloe Daniels down and up with the ball. She's got a release down there. There's the penalty for not releasing. As soon as the player with possession of the ball puts a knee on the ground, she gets up. And then as soon as her knee goes down, you need to release her. So there it is. UBC needs to release that, and they didn't. Queens with the ball, driving ahead. Just outside the UBC 22-meter, and they've made a gap in the middle. Rucking through, UBC's over top of the ball. Going to win the jackal. And tap and go. We're off. Kiki Dawu in support. She's got runners behind her. Piper Logan digs it. Leona Dewitt digs it out.
Oh, unfortunately, that did not go to hand, and that's number 14, Mika Matsukubo, picking up that ball cleanly and scoring and taking that right under the post.
UBC's unforced error, bit of a blind pass. It bounced kindly to Queens, and they're not going to miss that opportunity. Straight ahead run for Matsukubo. 5 points on the board for Queens. Just that awkward pass there, and it bounced up just so beautifully for Mika, and off she is to the races. You're not going to catch her from that far out. She's down for the try. So scoreboard reads 10-5 for UBC. Queens with a kick, very makeable in the middle of the field. Of course, that's back rower Lizzie Gibson, number 7, stepping up to kick the convert. Lots of made conversions in her record book from this year. Calmly steps through, flags go up. So scoreboard now reads 10-7 UBC versus the Queens Gaels. Men's soccer on CBC. U Sports on CBC has all the action of the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship next week from Varsity Stadium in Toronto. Catch exclusive coverage November 6 through 9 on CBC Gem, cbcsports.ca, and CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
We have Lana Dewick, number 12 here, starting the kickoff. And unfortunately looks like it is just too wide and going out of bounds.
So back to center, another one of those unforced errors. We might need to keep an eye on this one. Just having a look across to the far sidelines. Nervous and anxious coaches patrolling the sidelines. I think that was Dan Valley we saw there. Queens just getting organized, a little chit-chat between the number 9 and the number 8. They have to have a great working relationship in games like this. They need to be on the same page. You don't want to both be fumbling for the ball at the same time. Just past 29 minutes. This is the 35-minute half for this game. There's a put in from Queens. Neither scrum getting it pushed. Jumo pushes it out to the left. Out wide, they're running out of room. Can they get it back inside? And they have. Queens still in possession, driving forward down that far sideline. UBC has 1 body committed at the bottom of that. The Gaels have 3. There's the quick tip ball, and there's a bit of a throwback. Swemmer stood up. Kiku Dau the tackle.
Great pressure again from Piper Logan, causing the ball to go to Tech, and another tackle backed up by UBC.
So it's still possession for the Gaels. Piper actually knocked it on when she made that tackle, so we were playing advantage. That ball's gone to deck. That's Mika Matsukubo on the far side there. There's the penalty call against UBC. Just see if we can see the secondary call. Just watch this pressure. Just there it knocks forward off Piper's arms. So Queens can play on. There's another great tackle. Queens is able to get to their feet and take it forward. So Chloe Daniels, ball in hand, is going to look to find some breathing room down the far sidelines. Men's Soccer Championship tickets are available. Single and game tickets are on sale for the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championships, November 6 through 9 at the University of Toronto. Get your tickets today by scanning the QR code on your screen or by visiting usportstickets.ca, and be sure you're at Varsity Stadium for the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championships next week in Toronto. Line out throw in from Queens coming. Lizzie Gibson at the front, cleanly taken. Driving maul for Queens. I think UBC were through the middle of that maul perfectly legally. It's gone to deck. It's not produced by Queens. Fantastic job. Number 7, Sadie Gluvik, gets all the props in the world for that. She came through the middle of the maul. Just watch her. There she is sliding through. She grabs a hold of the ball carrier, makes the tackle. If the Gaels can't get the ball out immediately, it's turnover and it's UBC put in at the scrum. Well done, Sadie. Enthusiastic crowd in full voice here. Lots of UBC staff and students out to support this game on what's turned into a nice night here at Thunderbird Stadium. Last 3 minutes of play in this first half. Piper Logan for the put-in with UBC. Stable platform, putting it into the backs. Lana Dewick reaching up. There's the big kick. Nicely aimed. Down the middle, still rolling. Here comes pressure. Well done. Sarah Burra making the tackle. Charity Williams is there. Winger Tia Jordo, Adia Pai. Queens getting reorganized, and not releasing is the call against UBC. Again, player with a knee down. UBC not releasing, but still great pressure. Watch this. Sarah Burra just holds off, looks to grab the body. And when those knees go down right there, she needs to release. And she doesn't, and then hands over top. So good call from Zeus.
Great pressure from UBC right now. They're their own biggest enemies. They just need a little bit more discipline in order to finish that. That was a great territory gain, but unfortunately it was backed with a penalty. So it will be now Queens' line out, and they have another opportunity to attack.
Maddie May with the throw in for Queens. Lizzie Gibson going up. Yep, Lizzie Gibson with the ball. Quick pass to Maddie May, who tries to slide through. Great tackle in there. That was number 2, Maddie Thran with a tackle. Here comes Lizzie Gibson up the near side. Adia Pai with a tackle. Is Maya Swimmer taking it up. Great tackle from UBC. Queens is going nowhere. There's the pressure. That pass was in behind. Queens able to keep their hands on it.
UBC's defensive line doing a great job at folding around the corner. They are not allowing Queens to play around their edge. So great defensive efforts here from UBC.
Queens attacking down the far sideline. They're going to run out of space and numbers. Mitsu Kubo getting through. Sarah Burra there. She over top and able to get the scrum. She isn't. Queens still recycling. UBC doing a great job. That's Kiki Udawu over top of the ball, on her feet, able to go for it and secures possession. Huge play by Kiki Udawu, prop. Just watch her get over top of the ball. Right there, holds the ball up, releases the hands. There the hands up. Now she can go for it. And not being allowed to get the ball. Well done. Brief stop in play as we have an injured Queens Gaels player. It gives me a chance to talk about U Sports Fan Advisory Panel. U Sports wants to hear from you about your viewing experience. Visit usportsfans.ca to join our Fan Advisory Panel. Tell us about yourself and help shape future U Sports Championship broadcasts by giving us your feedback for your chance to win U Sports prizes. Join the U Sports Fan Panel at usportsfans.ca. Well, minute and a half to go in this first half, Shlea, and we've had no end of excitement and great play.
Yeah, lots of back and forth, great efforts from both sides. You know, these teams are an even matchup, and this game has been so exciting so far, and it's going to continue to be a close one.
So far side of the field, there you see the indication from assistant referee Lovett. Kiku Dawu, ball in hand, UBC throw in, shortened line out. Zeus just wanting to make sure everybody's lined up properly.
UBC setting up quite deep off this lineup. It's in hopes probably to relieve some of that pressure Queens is going to put them under. So here we go. We got Lana Duick to Brooke Rodham. Brooke Rodham offloads, but unfortunately not a successful offload.
And then offloaded without any aim, and Queens grabs it. So time has expired on the clock. UBC is going to want to shut this down as quickly as they can. Queens are going to be looking for a try at the other end of the field. Whew. Queens, here we go. Out the backs, Lizzie Gibson's making passes. Jumeau's out there. Queens over top. UBC in defense. There's rush defense on the far side. Great tackle. Queens still in possession. They might just be looking to put it into touch here and end this half. Was that knocked forward? Unfortunate. A little bobble. Oh. Just trying to see, I just see Zeusman walking back. She's going to get a word, and it is going to be a scrum. Just watch the replay. Here comes the pass back, I think, to fullback Rachel Cullum, and just bobbles it just right there. Wonderful opportunity for UBC. 4 meters out. They're put into the scrum. No time left on the clock. Can they sneak in another 5 points? Is this Rachel Smith going blindside? Is this Piper trying to find Charity Williams on the Oprah side, or even Adia Pai way out here on the near side wing? It's on. Shalea's predicting a blindside run. Rachel's going to pick it up. There it is, coming to the near side. Charity Williams being driven back by Queens. UBC still has possession. They're going to restart this, get some rucking, get some drive forward. There it is. Piper coming to the near side.
Rachel Smith with a big hit in the middle.
Veteran experience from Rachel running straight ahead. There's Kiki Dawu, always tough to tackle. Queens have the ball. Queens stifled the ball out of the middle of that. Now they're looking to attack down the far left-hand side.
UBC needs to organize their defense here.
And now it's back into Charity Williams' hands. UBC has the ball. Play on, says the referee. UBC's Piper's settling it down. Now she's looking for support. Into the backs. Great tackle from Queens. Are they over top of the ball? No, they're not. That's over top and sealing the ball. So now UBC has a penalty. 30 meters out. Is Brooke Rodham's already called for posts? UBC has a chance to end this first half. We've easily played 3 minutes of extra time. Brooke Rodham's going to calm her heart rate down. Everybody's going to take a breath. And we're going to see if she can put 3 more points on the board to extend their lead. Currently 10-7 UBC.
Yeah, that's a great game management move. Opt for the 3-point kick. Time is up. They can go up 3 points with no pressure. So great decision there.
Don't know if that was Captain Piper Logan or if that was Brooke Rodham stepping forward. We know she's got the leg for this. We know she's got the distance. Can she line it up and put it through?
That's a nice boo. Are the flags going to go up? They do. Brooke Rodham secures another 3 points for UBC, putting them up 13-7 at half.
What an electric first half here at Thunderbird Stadium. After the break, it's the U Sports halftime report, and we'll spend time with UBC's Charity Williams and Maddie Donnelly from the Queens Gaels. The score at the end of the first half from our final semifinal of the day, UBC leads the Queens Gaels 13-7. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
I just say, I'm like, it's sassy.
The CJS service philosophy goes hand in hand with our vision, and our vision is a world without valve problems. That is what we live and breathe every single day.
CGIS, we do work for many different valve types: gates, globes, checks, balls, knife gates, control valves.
Thirsty? With 5 essential electrolytes and 0 sugar, BioSteel is the game changer you've been looking for. All of the good stuff with no extras and no gimmicks, just clean, healthy hydration. Trusted by pro athletes since 2009. Steel sharpens steel.
Delaney, Northwest Territories, the birthplace of hockey. Here, you'll find a community full of history and tradition. A community that Quaker surprised by transforming their arena kitchen into a Quaker breakfast bar. Stocked with our Canadian whole grain oats, it's now a place to gather, to eat, and to celebrate. We're proud to feed the passion for hockey in the place where it all started. Because we believe, no matter where you're from, you've got this.
Welcome back to U Sports on CBC. I'm Chris Blackman alongside
Shalea Valenzuela.
And now it's time to spend 2 minutes with UBC's veteran back and Olympian Charity Williams.
Hi, my name is Charity Williams. I'm in my second year. I play for UBC and I am a winger and 13. I started playing rugby when I was in high school. I think I would have been in grade 10. I played with my high school team. I followed in the footsteps of my older brother who played football. There wasn't football for girls, so I played rugby, and I fell in love, and the rest is history. My style of play is fast, it's exciting, it's fun, a little agile, and just kind of all about scoring tries. Success to me, beyond wins and losses, is just how you feel about yourself when you walk off the pitch. The legacy that you create for yourself and for your team. Just like if you walk off the pitch and you feel like you made yourself proud, or you made someone in your family proud, or young kids all around the world proud, then I think you've done like all you can do. My greatest accomplishment is Probably being a three-time Olympian and getting the opportunity to represent this country. I think women's rugby is one of the fastest growing team sports because there's a spot for anybody on the team. Rugby is one of those cool sports where, like, no matter who you are, what you look like, your size, your height, your speed, like whatever it is, there's a spot for you. So it's a really like inclusive and inviting sport, and yeah, it kind of just makes sense why everybody would want to play it. Well, our team is special because we are the defending national champs. We get to have a national championship at home, which is amazing. We have like just a full team of all-star athletes who represented this country, represented this university, and club teams all around the province. So we've put together a really good squad. We've been training super hard, and I think we're going to make a real push at nationals.
Thank you, Charity. And when we come back, we'll meet Maddie Donnelly from the Queen's Gaels. We'll look back at the first half of tonight's semifinal as well. UBC leads Queens 13-7. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
Le sport en direct sur icitout.tv. 100% énergie. 100% gratuit. Votre meilleur plan de match pour voir des performances exceptionnelles sur l'appareil de votre choix. C'est icitout.tv.
Délaney, territoire du Nord-Ouest. Le berceau du hockey. On y trouve une communauté riche en histoire et en tradition que Quaker voulait surprendre avec une toute nouvelle cantine déjeuner Quaker dans son aréna. En plus d'offrir notre avoine canadienne à grains entiers, la cantine est maintenant l'endroit pour se rassembler, manger et célébrer. Nous sommes fiers d'alimenter la passion du hockey dans son village d'origine, parce que peu importe d'où tu viens, t'es capable.
The CJS service philosophy goes hand in hand with our vision, and our vision is a world without valve problems. That is what we live and breathe every single day.
CGIS, we do work for many different valve types: gates, globes, checks, balls, knife gates, control valves.
Welcome back to Thunderbird Stadium. UBC leads Queens after 35 minutes of exciting play in our last semifinal for the 2025 CGIS U Sports Women's Rugby Championship. Presented by the Rec Room on CBC Sports.
My name's Maddie Donnelly. I'm in my 4th year at Queens and I play in the centers. Both my parents played rugby, so they put me into it really young. I was only like 3 or 4 when I started playing flag, and I just like never stopped. I really loved the community I had, and it was just always so fun. So yeah, I think I play very physical and powerful, but I also really enjoy like setting up my teammates and like creating opportunity for others. I think there's a lot of success in like the personal growth and also the way you can help your teammates grow on and off the field. My teammates have helped me become a better player and person just by helping me become the best version of myself. They've taught me so much about myself and also just how to work with other people from all kinds of places, and I think it's made me a lot more aware and understanding of a person and a leader. I think my greatest accomplishment in rugby is probably being the captain of this team. I think we have something really special, and I'm like very honored to get to wear the C for this team. I would describe being a youth sports student athlete as challenging, but also like the most rewarding thing I've ever done. It's chaotic, but it's so fun, and I definitely think I'll like cherish this time like long after I'm out of it. I think women's rugby is one of the fastest growing team sports in the world because it is such an inclusive sport. I truly think there's room for anyone to play. And what we do is so fun to watch even if you don't understand it. So I think it's something that more and more people are watching and saying like, oh, I want my kid to do that. I want my kid to be a part of this community because the people in rugby are also just amazing. What makes our team special, I think, is just our ability to push each other. I don't think I've been on a team that trains so hard for one another and like picks each other up so well, and we honestly just have something special on and off the field, 1 through 45 on our roster. Like, even the people not on the field with us are like have brought so much to us this year, and I think that's something that's really going to help us in this tournament.
Welcome back to U Sports on CBC. Of course, that was not the scoring summary. That was Maddie Donnelly, the captain of the Queens Gaels and inside center. My apologies. Now it's time to have a look at the scoring summary from the first half and think about our play of the half. UBC is returning to the pitch. Queens Gaels are already out there. It was an electric first half. Back and forth action. Opening play from UBC, finding some support out wide. Look at the hands, the offloads, and then there goes Sarah Burra. Sliding through and just extending those long legs, finding the pace, and then in under the post. Wonderful first try for UBC. Then here's Charity Williams' run around the corner. We've seen this whether she's playing for Canada or playing for UBC. Finds the gaps. Down to her feet, up to her feet, still going. There's the support from UBC. UBC with the unlucky pass bounces straight into the hands of
Mika Matsukubo.
Thank you, Shalea. Having a moment here. Wonderful try for Queens, and here's the pressure from Piper. Queens struggling to get on top of it. Now Piper looks out, finds Kiki Adawu. The ball spills forward. There goes Queens. But there was another turnover, and the ball went back to UBC. Uncharacteristic handling mistakes, unforced errors. We still only have a score of 13-7. Queens is now kicking off from the right in their yellow. Large collection of bananas walking through the grandstands. Halloween night at Thunderbird Stadium. UBC to receive the kickoff. Lana Dueck, she's going to kick it right back. Bounces in front of the Queens player, bounces awkwardly. She's finally got it in hand. Looks to find their fullback, Rachel Cullum. Into the defensive backfield for UBC. Queens with numbers out the far side. Looking to spread the defense thin. UBC's got to reorganize. Now they're going to come back to the open side. Pressure defense up from UBC, forcing mistakes. The ball's on the ground. Queens just managing to maintain possession. UBC first up tackles are solid. Queens have not been able to get past the gain line. Maya Swimmer taking the ball up. Queens has a trailing pod. Kiki Adawu over top with that tackle, and back out it goes to the right-hand side. Queens still in possession. This is phase number 7.
Great defensive work there by UBC. They stayed patient. They didn't go into the breakdown. They waited for the right moment, and that's exactly the reward they were looking for there with another clean poach.
I think that was either Tia Jordo. No, that would have been Adia Pide on the far side. Tia Jordo's on the near side wing. So UBC with the penalty is going to look to clear it into touch. Hopefully get inside the 22-meter line. Did Brooke get it down there? Not as far as she would have wanted. But they're well into the Queens half, and it's their first serious possession of the second half. They're going to walk up to this line out. They've made the call. Shorten numbers. Nicely taken at the front. They've reformed their driving maul. Lana Dueck pulls it out.
Ooh. Big contact there for Maya Kaliba. She is quite a strong runner for the forward pack here. Brooke Rodham to Charity Williams.
Unloads off top. Sarah Burra.
Momentum's going down the field. They're about 10 meters shy from the try line here.
Forward pod with ball in hand. Queens is out of position.
Number 3, Dylan Kipp taking into contact here, getting driven back just slightly.
Quick offloads in the back line from UBC could open up opportunities. There's Lana Duick out wide. Charity Williams slides inside, slides through.
Is she going to finish this? She does. That is amazing footwork by Charity Williams. She knew exactly what she needed to do. She threw out a stiff arm, and she used her speed and steps to secure UBC another 5 points, 38 minutes into this half.
A coach can't draw it up any better. 3.5 minutes in, and you get your first try of the second half. Fantastic opportunity for UBC. Just see how speedy and well-balanced she is. Swerving left, swerving right. Doesn't matter which foot she's driving off of. And clearly able to get the ball down.
Yeah, I've really loved to see Charity playing 13. You know, she's been playing on the wing for most of her life playing rugby, and now she's in the centers, and she's really making it work. I don't think I've seen a stiff arm like that from her in a while. That was awesome.
So just as Brooke gets settled for this convert kick, join U Sports on CBC next week for wall-to-wall coverage of the beautiful game as the 8 best women's university teams head to Hamilton for the U Sports Women's Soccer Championship. Catch every moment of the exciting action from McMaster University. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Flags go up. Convert made. UBC leads 18-7.
Another kick slotted by Brooke Rodham. This will be her second nationals. She's been playing a crucial part in the team this year, starting 10, kicking most of the converts and penalty kicks. She's been a key part of this team's success.
Great shot of the crowd here at Thunderbird Stadium. Queens is going to want to answer back right away. This is where UBC needs to be focused because Queens going to put the pressure on. Gorgeous deep drop kick, and it's fallen to deck. UBC finally puts hands on it, and there's a thunderous boot back. Can Queens catch it? And they have. Now they're off on attack. Swerving into the middle, I think that's fullback Rachel Cullum with the ball in hand. It is. She's finally to deck. Here they come to the near side, trailing out the back.
Ooh, they have a flat pass here to
Jumeau. Madison Jumeau finally going to deck. Queens looking back inside field to play. Big tackle from UBC coming up.
Taya Ashworth with a big shoulder to Lizzie Gibson, putting her on the ground.
And through the middle goes Queens. UBC exposed for a moment there. There's a gap. Firing it out to the right. There's trail runner. Great tackle from Charity Williams to snuff it out. Queens is back. They're relentless. Now they're out to the far right-hand side of the field. Great cover tackle coming across from number 6, Maya Kaliba. Queens is back into the middle of field to play. I think that's Lizzie Gibson with ball in hand. Maya Swimmer taking it up. Apologies, that's Tatiana Jackson.
Queens doing a great job at maintaining this ball. They're not forcing anything. They're coming around the corner at pace, taking that ball hard into contact and securing each breakdown, making sure that UBC cannot poach any of these balls. They are so close. It's so important UBC stays disciplined here. They're about 5 meters from their try line.
Queens is attacking relentlessly. Out to the right, there's the pod of 3. Kiki Udau spinning around in a tackle that's up in the air. Finally goes to deck. Queens are right there. They're across the line. Is it held up or is it a try? We're waiting for the award. Referee's whistle. Held up.
No try. Great defensive effort there from UBC. They did not let up, and they got under that ball.
Sussman was right there. Look at her positioning in goal. She's looking to see if the try's been made or not. And just quickly, you'll see this. There's the hand signal right there. Blows the whistle. You could just see the hand signal. And then she puts the points towards either side of the try line. That's the goal line dropout. Queens are right back on attack, having received that ball, and they're already inside the 22 for UBC.
And it looks like UBC will be
rewarded. Lana Duick over top of the ball. She's been making tackles in the first half. Now she's jackling the ball in the second half. And now she's going to kick for touch. Putting her stamp on this game. Lana Duick, we noted her at the start of the game, and she's proving our accuracy. There's the kick for touch. UBC heading off to the far sideline, off in the murky depths of Thunderbird Stadium here. A little tough to see the far side. Kiki Udau still with the ball to throw in. Shortened line out for UBC. Middle jumper, they gone up to the front. Cleanly won by UBC. And the call is not straight. Queens have the choice. They want to line out again, or are they going to go for a scrum? And they've called for the scrum. So an unforced error from UBC gives Queens the ball. 30 meters out from the UBC try line. Big pressure scrum. Just see number 9, Maddie Thompson with ball in hand. Wiping off her hands to make sure she's not going to slip on this. Piper Logan with a heavily strapped right knee. She obviously took a knock in the first half, but she's still out there battling away. There's the feed. The ball's in. Good push from UBC. Queens gathers. Fires it out into the back line.
Great switch line there by Queens, cutting through that back line.
UBC with a swarming tackle, 2 bodies over it. Queens gets the ball. Back into a trailing pod of forwards, 3 of them driving forward. And with pace, here comes another pod of forwards. Tatiana Jackson over top of the ball.
UBC needs to organize their back defensive line here so they can apply some pressure.
Queens are just chewing up the yardage. They're down to almost 5 meters out. Both players have released. The player was off their feet. Here's the pressure from UBC. Queens still with ball in hand. Madison Jameau taking the ball up, I think. Good counter tackle coming in from UBC. Unyielding pressure from Queens here. Good close-up of the action deep in the middle. Another trailing pod from Queens. Double up tackle from UBC. Out wide it goes. Another wide pass. That's Brooke Rodham making the tackle with some help. UBC forwards making a double up tackle. Stepping away. There goes Lizzie Gibson. She's right through the middle. She's about a meter out. She's held up. Release, says the referee. The ball flies out to the right side. Right on the goal line. Tatiana Jackson driven back by the UBC defenders. There's Kiki Adawu making the tackle. Maya Swimmer with the ball. Lizzie Gibson gets in there. She's going to play scrum half.
Great.
Number 12, Maddie Donnelly. UBC holding their own on this goal line defense. That ball's gone backwards. Play on. Queen still with ball in hand. Pick and go. They're at the goal line. They're across the goal line maybe. Ball still available. Referee Zusman squirts out of the way. Ball squirts out the back. Haven't seen a call yet. Still Queen's ball.
Us trying to get a better look here in this chaotic breakdown here.
She's right at the back of it, telling Queens to play on. The ball squishes forward. She's in there saying no try. Queens gets it out to their back line. It's got to be released. Queens is going to have to go forward again. Here's Lizzie Gibson with the ball in hand, and she just dots it forward for the try on the line under the posts.
Wow, that was crazy effort by the Queens. They did not let up, and you know what? The same with UBC. They defended at least 10 phases on their 10-meter line, and that was some great rugby. Eventually, Lizzie Gibson came out on top with a little bit of a rugby IQ moment here.
Just smartly sees that there's a little bit of a gap there as UBC got reorganized. Wow, 46 minutes played. Whew. How about some women's soccer championships? 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championship runs November 6th through 9 at McMaster University in Hamilton. Ticket packages and single-game tickets are going fast, so scan the QR code on your screen or visit usportstickets.ca to guarantee your seats for the 2025 U Sports Women's Soccer Championships. Lizzie Gibson right in front of the post for the convert. Flags go up.
This game goes back to a one try game. This is going to be so exciting up until the 70th minute here.
UBC leading 20-12, 20-14. Those 2 points finally made it up onto the clock. UBC back at center for the kickoff. Lana Duick with the ball in hand. Not sure either coach wants to be making any substitutions. This is too close to call right now. Lana drives it deep. Queens catching it cleanly, setting up the ruck down the far sideline. UBC already playing defense. looking to jackal the ball, and it's going to be called a hands in or off their feet. Might have been Charity Williams there. A little enthusiastic. Let's see if we can catch a number. Coming up on this next one. There's Charity coming around and right there, over top, and then not supporting her own weight. So penalty awarded to Queens, who cleared it for touch. Not a great distance, but we're up almost at center now. Queens with the line-out throw on the far side of the pitch. I'm going to bet it goes to Lizzie Gibson. And she runs towards the front, and of course...
Great contest from UBC here. That was a critical moment in the game, and they were able to win back possession here.
Olivia Debua on the field for Queens, number 21. We're not sure who's gone off for Queens. We'll try to figure that out for you folks. So, penalty awarded to UBC. Lana Duick with ball in hand. Just watch this. Just getting up in front of that. That was Sadie Gluvic pulling it back towards her own side. And then right there, Queens off their feet. UBC's got the ball, have punched it down a few extra meters. It's going to be their line out on the far side of the field. So there's Kiki Udawu with the throw incoming. Back jumper, gorgeous straight throw. That's number 4, Anya Prokopich, up nicely. But Queens driving through. I think that's number 5, Maya Swemmer with a big tackle. Piper firing it out the back. Lana Duick looking for some support. She's going to slide through and offload.
Nice half gap there by UBC, and they're going to opt to play quick off that breakdown. Here we see Lana Duick again finding a second touch on that ball, driving, trying her hardest to stay in bounds.
Smartly getting to deck. Piper firing it out. Kiki Udawu taking it straight up. Gets a couple of meters. Is the ball available for Piper? There it is. That's offside for Gaels, but the knock-on first is called against UBC, so Queens are going to have the put-in. Vanier Cup, it's coming up. CBC is your home for the Vanier Cup playoffs. Catch the 2025 UTEC and Mitchell Bowls beginning at noon Eastern Time on Saturday, November 15th, and the 60th Vanier Cup Championship game from Mosaic Stadium in Regina at 2 p.m. Eastern on November 22nd. Catch complete coverage of the Vanier Cup on CBC Television, CBC Gem, CBC Sports.tv, Sports.ca, U Sports on CBC, where champions are made. Queens with the put into this scrum, right in front of the grandstand. You can hear the noise. Quick conversation there. Maddie Thompson having a chat with veteran number 8, Madison Jameau, just making sure they're on the same page. They don't want to make any mistakes at the back of that scrum. Into the last 20 minutes of play here, folks. Set platform from Queens, a little bit of a drive. Are they going to pick and go, or are they going to keep driving? They're going to keep driving. This could be a problem for UBC, and Queens has the advantage. That UBC scrum has broken apart. Queens are going to take the advantage, and they're going to slow it down, and they're going to ask for a kick for touch. Just see how smart this is. Jumeau says, let's just keep it at the back and keep driving, and that UBC scrum has to stay together, and they break apart right there. There's the awarded penalty, and Queens has done a smart thing here. They've called for a scrum, one of the options you have at penalty time. The pressure is now going to be back on the UBC forwards to maintain their structure. Look for a better effort from UBC on this scrum. They're not going to lose sight of that. That may open up opportunities for the backs. And Zeus not happy with this. Sus not happy.
Zeus, sus.
Sus not happy with this. She's having a quick chat with the front rows. I'm gonna hear it from Julianne Sussman after this. I know it. Fantastic referee. Miles of experience. Knows exactly what she's doing out there.
You see UBC here ready to launch off the line. They're going to want to apply as much pressure as they can and push Queens back into their own half.
And there's a much better stable scrum from UBC, but Queens still gets the push.
Great pressure from UBC off the scrum.
And now Queens still have possession, but they're scrambling. Thrown out to the back line. UBC's defense is there right away. Queens are just going to have to reset everything, and they have.
Ooh, big contact area there from Queens.
Yeah, that's that straight ahead hard running, and they've lured in the penalty. UBC off their feet, I think, at that last tackle.
Looks like they're going for points from about...
No, Maddie Donnelly's called the scrum. She wants to give her forwards another shot at the UBC forwards. I think they found a little creak in the armor. This Queens forward pack, no shortage of experience, no shortage of strength and leg drive, and UBC's got to come up with an answer for this. The last 3 scrums in a row, they've given away penalties or given away yards. Coach Merton not going to be happy with this little display. So here goes Queens. Cleanly struck win, and look at the drive. They've got it already, and it's still going. It's starting to spin, and Jumeau picks it up off the back. The whistle went beforehand. It had wheeled around. So that front row of shoulders between each front row has a straight line to start with, and if it spins past 90 degrees, just watch the left side of that UBC scrum go forward and the right side of Queens come around. The referee's going to blow it up if it gets to 90 degrees. Just see her whistle go up just before Jumeau picks and goes. So we're back for another scrum. UBC may not be minding this because another 2 minutes have gone by on the clock. We're now past the 54-minute mark, and we haven't really restarted play in 3 minutes. So here's the Queens put in. Jumeau's going to pick it up and pop the pass.
Great line there from Queens.
But UBC's got the tackle. Queens is at center now. Here's the driving tackle by UBC again.
Lizzie Gibson here taking in contact, being brought down by UBC's defense. Queens safely securing that ball and getting off the offload just barely.
Yeah, Lana Duick up with speed, but she knocked the ball forward in that tackle. That's happened a couple times now. But still, that's going to stop play. Time keeps ticking away. And we're going to have another scrum.
That was a big hit on Chloe Daniels there. It took her a couple seconds to get up. It looks like she's walking it off. Good read by Lana Duick.
So yet another scrum. I think this is our 7th scrum in the last 5 minutes of play. So the front rows are definitely getting to know each other quite well here, if they don't already know each other. Defensive backline just out of shot of your camera angle right now. Those UBC backs are ready to fire up. Here goes Queens. Ball's put in. Jumeau's not going anywhere. Comes to the blind side. Fires it way back to the winger on this near side, who runs straight through a tackle from Maya Koliba that had no effect. Queens, ball in hand. That's Lizzie Gibson looking for a gap. She's through a short one. Queens recycles it out.
Queens with great speed of ball at each breakdown. They're not wasting any time. They don't want UBC's backline to get set up. They're attacking them while they're on the back foot. So great pace from Queens here.
That ball's gone to deck, but scooped up by Queens way over on the far sideline and then tackled into touch. Who made that tackle?
It's a great cover tackle. I'm guessing Adia Pai as she's on the left wing.
I do believe that's Adia back there. So UBC sort of in possession. They've got to win this line out. The last time they threw a line-out ball, it was not straight. Far side of the field. Shorten line out. They're going to go to the back jumper. Is that straight?
Cleanly caught by Sadie
And
Kluzik.
straight. Not straight's the call again. Some unhappy UBC players in the background. Let's just see if this lands inside the shoulders or outside the shoulders. That is a little bit on the outside shoulder.
Unfortunate.
And referee Zeusman's there.
Yeah, Zeus.
So here we go, back to the scrum.
Yeah, right now I would say UBC's biggest enemy is just their penalties and unforced errors right now are costing them, giving them meters.
There's the penalty given away. Queens with a tap and go at the back of the scrum. Pick and go by Jumeau. 10 meters, 15 meters. Into contact she goes. Queens over top. Trail runners in the defensive line for UBC hold. They're going backwards at each tackle. Queens firing it down the back line. A little bit bobbled, and there's UBC for the tackle.
Great pressure from Tia Jordo.
unable to win the ruck. So
That's Lizzie Gibson with the grubber through. Luckily, Piper Logan was able to secure that and kick away to relieve some pressure here.
Straight into the hands of the Queens, number 15, Rachel Cullum. Queens has found support. UBC still playing defense. They've been playing defense for 15 minutes now. That's fullback Cullum through a gap. Ball's on the deck, but Queens have won this ruck again. Double up tackle from UBC. Number 4, Anya Prokopich in there to make that tackle. Here comes Queens with uncharacteristically slow ball. No offload there. That ball's gone to deck. Queens still in possession. Down the blind side they're going to go. That's a knock forward into UBC's hands. UBC's on the deck, playing advantage. We'll see what happens. UBC's finally got possession of the ball. Here they go. Trail runners. Can they get over top of it? UBC ruck support. No advantage gained. We're going to go back for the knock-on. The top 2 teams in Canadian football descend on Mosaic Stadium in Regina for the 60th Vanier Cup, Saturday, November 22nd. Get your tickets for the party on the prairies by visiting usportstickets.ca. The 2025 Vanier Cup on November 22nd in Regina. Chase the glory.
We have just about 10 minutes left in this game. UBC is leading by 1 try. If Queens were to get a goal under the post, they would have won by 1 point. So this really is anyone's game. The last 10 minutes is going to show who truly is working harder and wants to win more.
Big drive from the Queens forward pack, but UBC counters. The ball squirts out the back. Penalty to Queens again. That's 2 scrums in a row. Lizzie Gibson wanted to go quickly. Our referee said, no, you've got to go to the back of the scrum. You can't tap and go from anywhere else except behind the 8-man's foot. Just watch Lizzie. She's about 5 meters, 6 meters in front. She's going to tap and go right here. And the referee says no. So they've kicked for touch on a lineout. U Sports on CBC has all the action for the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championship next week from Varsity Stadium in Toronto. Catch exclusive coverage November 6 through 9 on CBC Gem, CBCSports.ca, CBC Sports YouTube. U Sports on CBC, where champions are made.
Queens opted to do a trick play and go to their front booster. Unfortunately, that did not go to hand clearly, and UBC was able to jump on this opportunity and now will be attacking out from their 30-meter.
Their forwards aren't taking the ball at pace. They're standing still, so we're going to go for a clearance kick.
Great kick from Rodham, relieving some of that pressure. It is going out of bounds, but they'll have a moment to breathe and reset with just over 10 minutes on the clock.
Watch this play. Lizzie Gibson they were trying to hit, and it just didn't work. It knocked forward. I think UBC knows that Lizzie Gibson's trying to get into every phase of play. The challenge for UBC right now is Queens is engaging them in a scrum, and it doesn't seem to matter who puts the ball in. Queens have got the UBC number. UBC taking their time to try to get this as right as they can. Let's see what happens here. Piper Walsh with a put in. The ball's gone straight out the back. That's fine. There's the kick from Rodham. Nobody there, but it's going to bounce into the hands for Queens. Looking for support. Good defense from UBC. Unable to get the ruck ball. Now Queens firing it out to the middle of the field. Clean ruck for Queens.
Hard crash ball there by number 8, Maddie.
Third recycle. Down the back line. Out the back to trail runners. Squeezing around the outside. They're right up against the sidelines.
Great read by UBC. They read that switch that came off of Chloe Daniels, and you know what? They had a huge positive tackle.
Queens still in possession, though. Tackles being made right away at the breakdown. So here comes Queens again recycling. UBC doing a good job of holding their defensive line. Up hard in defense. Tackles being made right in the middle of the field. That's Queens going backwards and UBC going forwards. This is what they want to see.
Oh!
And there's the awkward pass to the feet for the knock-on. Men's Soccer Championship tickets, ticket packages, and single-game tickets are on sale for the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championships, November 6 through 9 at the University of Toronto. Get your tickets today by scanning the QR code on your screen or by visiting usporttickets.ca. And be sure you're at Varsity Stadium for the 2025 U Sports Men's Soccer Championships next week in Toronto.
You'll be seeing on the replay here just an unfortunate, unforced error. UBC's defense has put on a tremendous amount of pressure, and Queens is definitely feeling it. You know, the clock is ticking. They need a try now.
So just noting that number 16, Sasha Reskovic, is on the field, propping on the near side for UBC. I think that means Dylan Kipp is on the sideline.
That was a great shift from Dylan Kipp, and hopefully Sasha can bring some good impact in and finish the game out strong for UBC.
Kiki Udau's moved to hook. I think that means Maddie Thran might be over at the far side prop. Here's Piper Walsh, inside fake
swish.
Outside support, play on. UBC driving down this near sideline, this first sort of pressure they've had.
Rachel Smith with an insane line, hitting that at pace, gaining at least 10 meters.
Veteran number 8, Piper Walsh, pushes it out. What have we got, a knock on from UBC? I think that was the call down in front of us, just to see if we get another call from the referee here. It's the only one that makes sense here. Just watch the replay. Rachel Smith barging through. Great tackle from Lizzie Gibson. And here's the knock on right there. Referee Julianne with the call. Chile is not very happy in the broadcast booth, but that's okay. Queens with the put in. 64 minutes on the clock. We're nearing the last 5 minutes of play. There goes a sub for Queens. That's number 9, Maddie Thompson, off to the bench after a fantastic first part of the game. We'll try to figure out who's on the field. That's number 22, Sid Woodcock, playing at scrum half for Queens.
Not the typical way I would think an 8-man to pick around the scrum, but it ends up being successful, and they maintain possession, and they're slowly making it their way out of their 22 here.
Yeah, Queens is, and they've got the penalty, so they're going to tap and go. That's Lizzie Gibson breaking tackles left, right, and center. Finally caught at center. UBC trying to get over top of the ball, and I think they have.
That was a clean poach by Brooke Rodham. That was an insane cover tackle, and she was over the ball so quickly. Lizzie Gibson had no choice but to give that ball away.
Piper with the kick over top. Is it out straight into touch? It is straight into touch. An uncharacteristic unforced error from Piper. Just watch the replay here. Watch. Here comes Piper right there. No, is that Piper? No, yes. No, that's Brooke Rodham over top of the ball. Got it in her hands, then puts it back, and then this is where Piper eventually makes the mistake. So line-out ball right down in front of the broadcast booth. Queens with the put-in into the last 4 minutes of play. 6 points separate these two teams. There's the line-out throw, cleanly won by Lizzie Gibson. I think she's won every line-out for Queens tonight. I don't think they've thrown to anybody else, apart from the one miss on the far side. Penalty awarded to Queens. UBC collapsing the maul. Queens is going to tap and go. That's Woodcock looking to find trail support. She runs straight into contact. Queens has numbers there to drive over. Kiki Adawu with the tackle. Ball slow to come out. UBC's up for pressure defense. That's
UBC needs to fold quick, or else Queens will be able to get around the edge here.
Charity Williams involved in that tackle. Queens is chewing up the yards, but no, the obstruction call, those crossed arms from our referee, obstruction against Queens. UBC breathes a huge sigh of relief. Lana do it. Just watch here. There's this next phase of ball. We're going to see a couple players behind each other. There they are in front of the ball carrier right there. She puts her arms up in the air, but that's Rachel Cullum. Wrong place, wrong time.
This is a huge moment for UBC. There's 3 minutes left in the clock.
UBC tried to clear for touch, and it didn't go into touch. Queen's ball. And now we're going to come back. Referee, the ball went into touch on the far side. The ball did go into touch. Taken out by Queens perhaps, but it's UBC with the throw into the line out. Can't keep up with the action here, folks.
UBC needs to be smart here. They need to maintain possession and really, really use some game management here to secure this win.
So the ball's on the ground. UBC struggling to get it, and they haven't. They've knocked it on again. Kiki Udawu, I think, expressing her frustration, but this is going to be a scrum to Queens. Just watch this line-out win here. Overthrown again. Line-out mistakes, unforced errors. The ball's still on the ground. The Kiki Udawu gets down for it. Somewhere in there's a knock-on. Oh, the stress of it all, Shalea.
This is too much.
So there we go. Creeping into the last 2 minutes of play. Scrum down, far side of the field. Queens with the put-in. They've brought all their backs to this near side of the field. UBC keeping one back on the far side just in case Maddie Jameau goes for a romp down the blind side. Woodcock putting it in. It eventually gets in. The wheeled scrum, but the ball's out. Queens into their backs. A fake short pass that goes out the backside, but UBC has this figured out. They're reorganizing in defense. Queens quickly down this near side. Still with possession. Another clean ruck. There's Lizzie Gibson with the ball in hand. Advantage being called, not rolling away from the tackle. Queens has the ball. UBC going backwards at a fast rate. Lizzie Gibson, ball in hand. She fires it out to the backs. Is advantage still being played? Let's see. Queens driving forward again. Pods of three, always attacking. Again, hitting it out. Tatiana Jackson taking it up. There's Lizzie Gibson playing at scrum half. That's number 19, Riley Stone taking the ball in. Queens still attacking. We're deep into the last minute of play. Kiki Udawu on her feet, but no. Called offside. Queens is going to tap and go. Lizzie Gibson, 10 meters out. UBC back on defense. Queens has the ball. Here's the pod of forwards. UBC driving them back in defense. Spreading out. Lana Dewick up for the tackle. Rachel Smith involved in the tackle. The ball makes its way to ground. Queens trailing pod of forwards. Riley Stone doesn't get anywhere. UBC drives them back. Clock has expired. Tatiana Jackson through the first round of tackles. That's number 17, Poppy Elcock out there for UBC. The ball's gone out a little wider to a pod of three. Great tackle. They're holding her up. Can they keep her held up? No, it finally goes to ground. There, now Queens has the ball. Another pod of three. We might see this end with the next whistle, which could be a try or a knock-on. Queens, ball in hand, still going forward. UBC playing phenomenal defense. Queens knocking on the door. It's knocked forward by Queens.
That's an insane defensive
Lizzie
effort.
Gibson knocks it forward.
That's an insane defensive effort.
Let's just get a hold of this. There's the knock-on. It's scrum to UBC. See if we can catch it in the replay here, folks. There goes Lizzie Gibson. And as she was being tackled, she knocked it forward on the deck. UBC has to win this scrum, though. No time on the clock. Leading by 6. UBC with the put into the scrum. They have to quickly get it out at the back. Rachel Smith may just pick it up and kick it out the end zone, but they need a solid platform.
This scrum will be the difference between a second national final for UBC.
And the referees called it up. Didn't like how that first scrum was happening. There you can see 17, Maya Brubaker in the front row for Queens. You can see number 20, Bryn Jenkins in the second row alongside Riley Stone. UBC's packing down. Queens is packing down. Piper Logan, ball in hand. Ball's in. Ball's out. Rachel Smith goes for a run. UBC over top of it.
And they will be
out the
kicking
back.
that out.
Brooks kicked it into touch. There's the
And that will
final
be
whistle.
full time for UBC. An insane game from both sides, and UBC came out on top with a second-year back-to-back national finals for the program. Insane efforts on both sides.
UBC defeats the Queens Gaels to advance to the U Sports Final on Sunday. When we come back, we'll have the Nike Players of the Game. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
The CJS service philosophy goes hand in hand with our vision, and our vision is a world without valve problems. That is what we live and breathe every single day.
CGIS, we do work for many different valve types: gates, globes, checks, balls, knife gates, control valves.
Feel every hit, point, and celebration as if you're standing right on the sideline. Our passionate team unlocks a world of possibilities with digital broadcasting made simple, bringing heart-pounding action directly to millions of fans. Proudly Canadian, ISI Live, be there.
Hey U Sports fans, check out shop.usports.ca for this week's promotional item from the Nike Team Collection. Visitez le shop.usport.ca pour en profiter de la promotion de la semaine de la collection Nike Team.
You see the semi-finalists heading into the final game. The UBC Thunderbirds are victorious tonight, 20-14. Coach Dean Merton giving his players thanks and congratulations. A difficult second half for that team, but they managed to find a way. There you see heartbreak for Lizzie Gibson, hands on her forehead, not sure what happened. They had all the momentum. Welcome back to U Sports on CBC. We're getting ready for our Nike Players of the Game. A phenomenal game of rugby just played here at UBC's Thunderbird Stadium. U Sports action at its finest on CBC. The traditional handshake at the end of this game, many of these players will be teammates when they play for their province or play for their country in the coming years. Shalea's certainly got a number of friends out there. A phenomenal display of some of the best rugby you can see played by any team anywhere. Just seeing the UBC women's players coming to the forefront down here. They've got a number of their teammates from the men's team who's come out to support them. All the best of what U Sports action is all about. I know we want to hand out Nike Players of the Game at center field, but these UBC fans have come out to cheer on their players, and they're here cheering them on. Exactly what you want to see. Phenomenal action here at UBC. Huge congratulations have to go out to the Queens Gaels. They gave it everything they had. Lizzie Gibson dominating in the second half. All the lineup wins. There she is. Lizzie Gibson, number 7, your Nike Player of the Game for Queens. Certainly in her eyes a consolation prize, but in the eyes of anybody watching rugby tonight, you will see her on the national team if that's where she chooses to go. A dominant force offensively, defensively, and with a kick. Congratulations, Lizzie. One more game to play. You're going to play for 3-4 on Sunday. And your Nike Player of the Game for the UBC Thunderbirds, number 5, Taya Ashworth. Now, not a name we called a lot today, Shalea. However, that's the unheralded work that happens in the scrum, at the lineouts, and around the rest of the pitch.
Definitely. Taya always gives it her all. You know, she's making those massive hits. She's a huge part of our set piece, starting with the scrum. And, you know, she runs those lines and does not let anyone get in her way.
See her getting a hug from Coach Dean Merton.
She had a great game and defensive effort there.
Our next game comes your way at 11 a.m. this coming Sunday morning, when we'll have our consolation 5th place match. That'll be followed by the 3rd, 4th match, which will feature Queens and Guelph. Following that will be the championship match that will kick off at 4 o'clock. Those are games you won't want to miss. That 4 o'clock match will feature the UVic Vikes against the UBC Thunderbirds. There you see Taya Ashworth getting her Nike Player of the Game awards. Amazing action coming up on Sunday. The executive producer of U Sports on CBC is John Bauer. Today's game has been produced and directed by Choyle Brown. Our in-game stats have been handled by Isabel Davy Norville. A big thanks to our Sport Canada TV team for today's production. On behalf of
Shalea Valenzuela,
I'm Chris Blackman. Thank you for joining us tonight. The final score tonight, your hometown UBC Thunderbirds 20, the Queens Gaels 14. You're watching U Sports on CBC.
U Sports on CBC, présenté by Le Sport à Radio-Canada, une présentation du gouvernement du Canada, the Government of Canada, Nike, Gilbert Rugby, Fox 40, Thunderbird Medical Supply, Les Bagues Baron Rings, BioSteel, The Rec Room, A par and by CGIS.